Meghan Trainor is all about that bass. That's actually one of my favorite songs, even though there's a line in there where she talks shit about skinny women, and I'm like, there's no need for that. Anyway, she is causing a splash, or a stir, I should say, with her newest music video for her song, Dear Future Husband. Some people are calling it racist. Not racist. Some people are calling it
with such confidence too. This is racist.
Okay, force of habit. Okay, we do so many stories about race on the Young Turks that it's like in my head. Sexist. Okay, that's what they're calling it. All right, so why are people calling her latest music video sexist? Well, it has like this 1950s vibe, and she's basically singing to her future husband, and she's telling him, look, you gotta treat me right, okay? You gotta buy me a ring, you gotta buy me flowers every anniversary. Here's some pictures. She talks about how she'll cook for him and how she'll treat him right. And people think that the lyrics can be interpreted as very 1950s gender stereotypical. So let me give you an example. In one verse, she says, take me on a date. I deserve it, babe. And don't forget the flowers every anniversary, because if you'll treat me right, I'll be the perfect wife. Buying groceries, buying what you need, okay? So I thought this was fascinating, and I actually went back and read all the lyrics to her song, and there's a portion of the song where she's like, look, I know you work 9 to 5 and you want me to cook for you, but I work 9 to 5 too, so don't expect shit. She doesn't say it verbatim, but that's basically what she's implying. So it could be possible that the music video is supposed to be satire, but I'd like to hear from her what the explanation is. So what's the criticism? One Twitter user says the following: I know Meghan Trainor's music is supposed to sound all 1950s, but it doesn't mean the lyrics have to be from that sexist era too. But not everyone is upset about this music video. Another person says, love the new Meghan Trainor video for Dear Future Husband. To hell with the haters. What do you guys think? Robby, make your point.
I think it's a little complicated because she is jumping back to gender norms to a certain extent, but then, like, is it satire? Is it not? It's obviously not so down the line that it's obviously satire, and that would mean it would be bad satire. So either way, I was really iffy watching this. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, but I mean, all of that together, I think it's. I mean, she's an artist, right? She gets to make whatever she wants to make. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a little unfair of us to also, like, overly expect her to be perfectly feminist or perfectly progressive. If she doesn't want to be, then, like, that's just what she wants to do.
Exactly. I'm in favor of transparency. So if this is something that she believes in and she wants to be transparent about it, I think it's actually a good thing, even though I don't agree with it. Because then you can allow the market to decide. If you're not into her music, you don't have to consume her music. Hank, what do you think?
Look, if she wants to bake pies, scrub floors, and blow her husband whenever she wants, more power to her.
Do you, boo.
Do you, boo. I think she is. I think people are upset because they think that this is degrading to women, and I don't think it's degrading. I think she's trying to take a stereotype from a very specific period of time and turn it on its head, and she's empowering herself with it. And you know what? I like doing all these things.
I think it's really interesting because just like that gold or white, blue or black dress, it's open for interpretation. People have different perspectives. Look, the only thing about the song that I didn't really love is that she makes it seem as though all women want the stereotypical things out of their men. So for me, I want a man who helps support my career, and I want to do the same for him. Like, getting flowers is nice, but I don't really care that much about flowers. I don't care that much about rings or jewelry and things like that. So I don't think that it's really representative of what the modern female wants from her man. Most women that I know, and this is of course based on my perspective and my bubble, want a guy who's their legitimate partner. You know, you help build one another up. So I'd like to see a song about that, okay? Now here's the question, who should pay for dinner on the first date? Robby.
The person who asked that other person out.
Thank
If
you.
you're taking that person to dinner, you should offer to pay for that dinner. And if the other person is like, no, I'm having a great time, I want to pay my half, great. Then there you go. Like, then you can work it out amongst yourselves. But I think whoever is taking the other person out on the date should offer to pay for the date. Because if it goes terribly, like, that way you're like, okay, this was my idea, my bad, great, I'll pay for it, no harm done. Great.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's a good standard. I like that. What do you think?
Exactly, same thing. And being gay, there's always a little bit of that, like, oh, how do you figure it out? How do you maneuver it? And for years, I've always subscribed to the notion, yeah, if I ask you out, I buy. If you ask me out, you buy. And for guys that have, try to go splitsies or Dutch, you almost are like, you get a little insulted because it's like, you asked me out, and then that's a strike against you. I'm probably just not going to put out as easily.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know we were going to Katsuya.
Yeah,
I'm not getting.
Yeah. Oh, I can buy any item off the 2 for $20 menu as long as is one of these appetizers. Yeah, it's really weird. No, cheap bastard. We're done.
That's really funny. I generally agree with you guys. I know that now that I'm in a relationship, we usually always go Dutch. Or it's like a 50-50 thing. If he pays, I know that the next time we have dinner, I'm going to insist on paying. And I love that. There's something really empowering about that. Because, again, it's a partnership. It's not one person taking care of another person. It's both of you taking care of one another. And that's a good feeling. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Who should pay for a first date? And what is your interpretation or perspective on the Meghan Trainor video? Do you think it's sexist? Do you think it's racist? We want to know. So comment in the section below, and we'll hear from you soon.